Crypto Kids, the price of Bitcoin has formed a dangerous outlook in the immediate short term, and I must show you what that is. It's all regarding the turquoise blue line you see in front of you. But first, let me give you a recap from a couple of live streams ago where we covered a 1 hourly head and shoulder pattern. This pattern, a bearish one, had its neckline situated exactly on the point of control, aka $63,900. Since it was a downwards trending pattern and we've breached that support line, I shared my target of 62.7, reaffirmed it 2 days ago, and guys, as of today, that's exactly what we've hit. This support is something that got tested many times. In March of 2024, leading into October of 2024, various supports and resistances were found in a 7 to 8 month time frame. And then eventually, in October, when you broke above it for one last time, at least for another 1.5 years, we rallied from $60,000 to the famous 100K landmark achievement. February's capitulation got us a rebound of $20,000, but because there is no spot buying pressure for Bitcoin right now, because there is no spot buying pressure for BTC, and perpetual traders are the ones moving the markets, the illiquidity has a quite high chance of pushing us lower. So the scalp position I had just as a hedge against a further summer rally, I'm going to stop it out at 62.2K and aim to focus on building my $500,000 Bitcoin position beginning in the September-October months and then scaling up with it when we breach key resistances of the 200 daily moving average and the two other trend lines that you're very familiar with. Additionally, going below 62.7 breaks the compression in the Bollinger Bands. The last time we had this much compression was in 2023, and Bitcoin went from the low 20s into $47,000. That was a bull market. Now we're in a bear market. And keep in mind, every August in the midterm, following a bullish July, ends in the red. Bullish July, bearish August. Bullish July, bearish August. September, every midterm year, ends in the red. September is the worst month for Bitcoin within a given year. Average return of -3%. So when you can join all of those different analyses and make the Q4 cyclicality your number one plan A, because we haven't broken off our correlation, so why trade against it? Then it makes sense to divert attention to lower price levels in the short term and do, for me at least, do my leverage buys into September. But as a spot investor, I think I'm super comfortable in buying at 62.8. I have no issues at all. I even have no issues buying up Ethereum because the sellers have gotten so exhausted. The last time we faced this much exhaustion was post IPO in 2016, where investors took a bunch of their profits, Ethereum dumped a little bit, and then boom, following a huge take profit in the ICO bubble, the ICO season, Ethereum goes bananas, it goes berserk. So the selling pressure we're experiencing now, or the seller exhaustion, actually, people sold so much they're getting exhausted. It's only comparable to the post-IPO taking of profits, which is ridiculous. You want to be, as an investor, you ideally want to be buying when nobody cares. You see an ocean of reds on the right-hand side, the performance area of your trading view. That's exactly when you want to be purchasing, when even the sellers are getting exhausted with no buyers being in play. And there is a short-term danger, of course, the danger of a massive amount of selling being gotten rid of, but new buyers not entering as of now. That can create one final last capitulation before the bull market begins. And as a buyer of Bitcoin at 62K, as a buyer of Ethereum at $1,800, I'm fully okay with the price action going down for ETH to, let's say, $1,000, or Bitcoin reaching the mid 50s or the upper 40s. I'm fine with that. I've made my peace with it. I'm purchasing not to flip for quick profits. I have a mindset of a minimum 2-year hodl. But with leverage, that's a different story. With leverage, I must be much more careful. I can't take the same amount of risk because you have a liquidation risk. This is why I want confirmations and more conservative with that. And I will enter based off of conditions that are met. So with Ethereum, okay, sellers are exhausted. Beautiful. It's a green check for me to start buying. But it doesn't say that, no, we cannot dump into $1,000 anymore. Why? Well, no buyers in the market yet. And yeah, the cliche of the 4-year cycles exists. But since everybody is now following it as people say they are, I actually don't believe that. I think it's a very small minority of people who play along with the 4-year cycles properly. Well, then capital goes into what psychology fixates on. If people are really saying that, okay, we're going to trade the 4-year cycle, then everybody's waiting to buy in Q4. So capital is going to come in Q4. And in that period of no buyers and seller exhaustion, well, you can get a short-term drop, last capitulation, and then rally. To conclude, guys and girls, Solana is an interesting one. We talked about Solana with Jay Spizzle Crypto, and I found some of the things we shared interesting, and I want to regurgitate it here on the Crypto Kid channel. Solana has fallen by 10 consecutive monthly candles in a row. Unheard of, unbelievable. And we've got an MRI buy signal. We've got an MRI buy. The MRI buy came in 2022 also, but after the MRI buy, you actually got that last dump and then recovery. So I believe in Solana in the long term. And I'm happy with buying a little bit of Solana here. But until the 200 moving average is broken, I'm not confident in jumping into any Solana position. And the chances of doing this is quite high. So I'm making sure to buy little amounts of Solana, having the same mindset with my Ethereum and Bitcoin buys. If we go down 20, 30, 40%, in the upcoming 2 months, I will not sell. I've made my peace with it. I'm buying for 2 years. Then if we actually get that drop towards $30, perfect, I'll buy a bunch more. And when the 200 moving average is broken, that's when I'll enter my leverage trades. Because in the prior cycle, you broke above it and boom, the rally commenced. Note how every single rally is far greater than the drops that follow afterward. The macro for Solana, in my opinion, is bullish. It's the commercial chain, it's the retail chain, and I've started to do small buys here and there for stuff other than BTC, but my capital concentration will come in with the breach of the 200 daily moving average and key resistances for leveraged accumulations. So, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do destroy the like button, subscribe for daily videos, and for trading, check out our partner exchanges because they give exclusive bonuses specifically for the Crypto Kids community. BTCC, Levex, Weeks, we have the links down in the description to their respective campaigns. Check them out. And with that said, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our wonderful viewers. I shall see you all very soon. Bye-bye.